So now we're going to go into how to actually get Helix into various types of trucks or mixing systems. Probably the most common here in the United States is what's called the dry batch or the truck mixer. This is where the actual truck does the mix. The ready mix plant is just dumping the dry materials basically into the truck, and the truck mixes the concrete. This is actually the simplest way to get Helix into the truck because it's very uh, uh, from a time perspective and an ease of use perspective, it's very easy. So if you have this type of plant, what you're going to want to do is set up an area and this doesn't show the whole area, but up ahead is where they're charging the truck. You're going to dump the Helix in. Helix comes in 45-pound boxes in the United States. So for every 2 boxes you put in is 9 pounds per cubic yard. You dump it in. You dump all of it in. You don't worry about how fast it goes into the truck. You can just dump it right. You open the box, dump it right in. Then you're going to instruct your batchman to discharge the headwater, which is usually 50 to 80% of the water, into the truck, and pause before adding the rest of the materials for about 30 seconds while the truck is mixing. What that does is it pulls all the Helix out of the bottom of the truck, it mixes it with the water, and then when all the other materials come into the truck, it feathers it in. And you almost always, I won't say that it's perfect, but it's very, very consistent. You'll get a very good mix. You'll get very little, if any, clumping, as long as you follow that procedure. And all it takes is about a 30-second pause in that standard batching procedure between the time you put the headwater in and you release the rest of the materials. So very easy to implement. The way that you see it here is not always ideal. A lot of times people use conveyors to do this, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute, but it can be done by hand like this.